Mouse Rebel News fans, I was looking around the internet the other day and I came across a video called Anita Sarkeesian is not a real gamer. So I thought, being a fan of feminist frequency, challenge accepted. The premise of the video is to prove that Anita Sarkeesian is not a real gamer. Of course, what's supposed to come from that, I'm not entirely certain. However, I do know this. I decided to reply to the video. Although very interestingly, the video doesn't give a definition of what, quote, a real gamer is, because, of course, that definition, that phrase is very vague, and that can vary widely depending on the person using the term. The one piece of real information that's actually given in the video is a video of Anita Sarkeesian speaking at a lecture at the Santa Monica College in 2010, where she supposedly says that she doesn't play video games. This is that footage.
To me, the song is positive just because I've only contextualized it in a way to critique male domination in our media. And also video games, like I would love to play video games, but I don't want to go around shooting people and ripping off their heads, and it's just gross. So hence this is my response to that.
Now, while she does say she didn't play video games, she was referring to the ones with shooting and killing people, the ones that she doesn't like, the ones that she doesn't play. So she was saying that in order to do the lecture that she was doing, she had to go and research those types of games which she doesn't play. And in fact, that was the kind of what happened with the whole Kickstarter project. She went and purchased and got a hold of these games which she had never played before, and then did a feminist critique of them. I mean, what's wrong here? Actually going and learning about the games and then doing a critique on them? All the author of this video has done is misrepresent what she said. However, let us take this criticism and then assume it's true. Even if she didn't play video games before, that would not mean that she hasn't played them now and is now not a gamer, as she says. This also would not disprove the fact that she did play video games as a child, which the video does show a photo of her doing. This is something many have suspected for a long time because of her apparent lack of knowledge of games she's critiquing, as well as the fact that a lot of her gaming footage and Tropes versus Women videos have been proven to be made up of stolen Let's Play footage from other YouTubers whom she didn't credit. The first thing to note here from this video on her is that he makes no demonstration of how she has been supposedly wrong about these games. Now, I assume there is some argument somewhere, but it is not presented in this video and is expected to be taken as truth. This statement is also a complete non sequitur. Whether or not she recorded the footage herself is no indication of whether or not she's ever played video games. We have seen the picture of her doing it. We have seen other footage of her doing it. Just because the footage may or may not have actually come from someone else doesn't mean she doesn't play games. That makes absolutely no sense. On top of this, there's also a false hidden assumption within this statement. It is the idea that if the video game footage is quote-unquote plagiarized, then therefore the criticisms also made are untrue. Well, this is also a complete non sequitur. And this is also based on another false assertion that the people with the games actually own the footage. They don't. They may perhaps have a license or a right to use it, but they do not own it. The video game footage remains the property of the company that produced the game. Next, the video makes this ridiculous claim. The evidence seems clear that Anita Sarkeesian has no personal stake in the characterization of women in gaming. Rather, she is someone who is simply using the issue of sexism in video games to further both her feminist agenda and her career, and who has used lies and deceit to help accomplish that goal. Actually, she does have a personal stake in the characterization of women in games, as this characterization is negative and harms women. She is a woman, so that would be a personal stake in it for her. Now, this statement also actually contradicts itself by then saying she has no personal stake, yet this is done for the benefit of her feminist agenda. Well, if it's her agenda, then it is personal because she's trying to forward her own feminist agenda, which is actually a very cheap shot, trying to invoke images and emotions of a conspiracy by feminists. It's her feminist agenda, as if equality between men and women is a conspiracy and not something that should be actually achieved. The creator of this video now goes on to make this claim. This is not meant to be a propaganda video, nor a video inciting hatred. I simply wish to bring this issue to people's attention so they may better understand Anita and her motives, and to encourage a discussion about the deeper motivations and actions of feminist critiques of video games. Is this video propaganda? Well, that's hard to determine given that the definition of what propaganda is varies from person to person. However, we do know that the maker of this video has misrepresented what she has said and mischaracterized what her motivations were, and then on top of that, contradicted itself on what those motivations were. The point of this is to cast doubt on Anita Sarkeesian's motivations. So therefore, we cast doubt on the analysis that she gives based on what it is we think of her and not the content of the criticisms. And this is supposed to extend beyond that. And now, because we cast doubt on her, we are supposed to cast doubt on all feminists and all critiques that have ever been made of the video game industry. And I believe that's the point of this, why he expands it from his critique of her to all of them. Really, it should have been a criticism of just her. And I think this is a bit of an underhanded way of attacking every feminist who's made a criticism of a video game. We follow the logic here. She's not a real gamer, so therefore her motivations are wrong, so therefore her arguments are wrong, and anyone who agrees with them along these same lines must also be wrong. Whether or not Anita Sarkeesian is a, quote, real gamer is irrelevant to whether or not her criticisms of the games and gaming industry are incorrect. You have to judge the argument itself. This is attacking the author instead of the arguments, which is much easier to do. This would be like if it was said that I am not a capitalist, therefore any criticism I make of capitalism must therefore be wrong. This video was very poorly done. It didn't have any substance and did mischaracterize her motivations for doing the videos that it is that she does. This video, to me, reeks of someone who's angry because someone, particularly a woman, dared to criticize video games and take a critical look at them. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share on various social media, and if you want, there's some other good videos here you can check out.